Hello, hi there, everyone. Welcome to the World of Momos podcast. And in this segment of reflections and reactions today, I have a bit something a bit different. So, what I've decided to do is on Mondays or on Sundays, I will have sort of like a recap of or recollection of whatever's happened during that week, the prior in the week, and just think about it, reflect on it, what has happened. Not me personally, I meant like here in Britain and the wider Europe, the news that has happened, or even the wider world, if it's of importance, to see and reflect upon it. Um, you know, a bit more. Well, I wanted to say logically, but that's not really the point. The point is like being apolitical about things and just judging them for what they are. So now, what has been happening, a main thing that has been happening in England is the what should I say? It has been a building up frustration of a lot of people, football fans, basically football as in the actual football, which you Americans might call soccer, but actual football, right? Um, a lot of fans have had complaints about below par commentary and punditry within the game that has been going on for a very long time. And recently, there has been a push, a more of a push of women, ex female footballers being involved in the commentary and punditry of men's football. That hasn't been that much of a problem as long as it was done for the right reasons and there was some sort of competence involved, but there hasn't actually been any competence involved. So a lot of these footballers, ex-footballers, have been getting jobs when they probably didn't deserve it, because they weren't getting the job because of their punditry or their knowledge and stuff. They were getting the job because they were famous players, and the TV could pull their ratings more. And for normal regular football fans, for actually like proper fan base, this was already a problem, because you don't want to see people just because they are big, they're big names. Like, you can call them in, like, you can do special segments of like whatever, talk about their lives, or stuff like that, or have some interaction fan interaction games or something like that, quizzes or whatever competitions, quizzes, whatever. And then you can call the famous people in if you want your rating, and people would be more, people would like that. But when you're having like regular punditry and you involving below par commentators, well, that ruins the fans' experience, because you know we pay a lot of money over here to be able to watch football, not just in stadiums, that's already costly, but outside of stadiums, to watch in media and to watch in like the sports channel that are have these matches on. It's really expensive. You have to pay Sky, you have to pay PD Sports, you have to pay this and that. It's a lot of money. You're looking at least paying like 50 to 60 quid a month, just for football, right? So, and if you want to watch Premier League games, all of them. So, fans had already had a problem with these below par pundits, you know, and the players that had knowledge, the players or the coaches involved, the ex players and ex coaches who had the knowledge, like proper, these proper English or British players and stuff, they were being ignored because they were not household names, or they were not playing in Premier League, or and then they started enforcing, like putting these women in. I can understand the intention is to promote the women's game, but at least have competent commentators, because there are some really good coaches, and ex female football players who have the knowledge, the proper knowledge. But if you're just doing it for diversity and inclusion, then obviously the result is going to be a poor quality, and people are not going to like it. But since this whole industry of every single industry has been infested with DEI madness and this woke madness, no one was really willing to say anything against it. Even fans have been saying that. And seriously, if you are an actual fan, you would watch like fan channels and stuff like that as well, on YouTube and whatnot. People have not liked this for a very long time, right? But none of these big players, big X players on media had said anything because they didn't want to lose their jobs too. They don't care about the fans and the fan experience as long as they can, keep minting money. So recently, Joey Barton has come out and whatever way that he said it out loud, and that has enraged everyone because all of a sudden something that everyone knew to be true has been said, right? And it has been said, and that that curtain has been thrown away, that curtain has been lifted, and people can see it, or actually people saw it, but people can actually say it now why it was all being done. It wasn't being done to promote anything this or that, or like, and it was being done for an ideology of this diversity and inclusion. It wasn't merit based. And see, people have problem with Joey Barton expressing himself as he does, right? There's nothing inherently wrong with that. It is his right to be able to say and to be able to think as he wants to think and express himself as he wants to think. And like, if you're going to say, oh, um sorry, oh, Joey Barton said it, if he wouldn't have said it, then the point would have been valid. Well, why didn't someone else say it then? Why did we have to wait for him to say it? It's because you have been ignoring people for this very same reason. This the football was invented, created in England, was created by the working class, by white British working class people, and it is their game. This is not cricket, this is not golf, this is not tennis, right? Eventually, what has happened is because of the money involved, they have made the working class man's game into an elitist game. And now, over time, because of the money involved, they got these college graduates, these university graduates who have never played any, who are not athletes or anything, coming into the game, right? Making it a business, being football commentators or football, whatever, journalists and stuff. You know, they know the game as much as a fan would know the game, or even less at times, because they're not even connected with the core fan base most of the times. And then you've got people involved, like Chelsea's owner, who's come in and bought the football club and stuff. He doesn't understand football. A lot of these owners, they don't understand football. When you make it into a product, then you're taking away the essence of the actual thing, right? That's what's happened to football, and fans have been um aggrieved about this for a while, right? And there's, for many angles, that has been inflicted upon us, these things. What happened with Super 6 as well? It just keeps on happening because people have forgotten what football was supposed to be, and who the game was actually played by, played for, watched by as well. All these elitist people now, middle class to upper class people, they never used to watch the game. You know, they've always looked down upon footballers and the people who watch football. They've always done that, and now all of a sudden, when it is the high product, where how they can, when they have seen that they can use this as a vehicle to push their DEI and woke agenda, all of a sudden they're interested in it. And I think so Joey Barton is spot on with these things. whether you agree the way that he expressed himself or not, he's honest about what he is saying. At least he's not hiding behind an agenda or anything, and he's expressing himself. Now you might say he hasn't articulated the issues properly. That's another problem. When you're going to suppress people so much, it doesn't matter then how they articulate it. Their frustrations are going to come out, and they're obviously never going to be articulated properly. But the thing is, people, the working class in this country have been looked down upon for a very long time, always. And it's coming to a point where people don't care anymore, and people want to express themselves, and that's why so many people chime with what Joey Barton is saying. And it's like, what I'm saying is not even what he has said. I don't I don't care how it's articulated in the social media. Social media is still social media at the end of the day, right? It's not real life. The impact of what is happening in real life is there to see. you know um if these people actually cared about women's football, right? Because most of these people don't even watch women's football. Like, go and watch women's football if you want to support it. I watch women's football every now and then as well. It's a completely different competition. You cannot compare these two things. What men are playing, the level at which men are playing, and because of that level that they play, they gain expertise that women would not be exposed to. That's why I do think it's good to involve women within the men's game, behind the scenes sort of a thing, so that they can improve women's football by learning from it. But it's a different thing being involved, and it's a very separate thing being taken over by these people, right? But being taken over in a way that something that used to be an escape for men to go and be able to watch football, now we can't even have that. Now you have to come into that space and tell us how to be, how to think, and how to act, and how to interact with other people. It's like it's a bit too much. We need cooperation in these, between men and women, between these things. But encroachment and complete, like, one's rights cannot come at the expense of another. So anyways, I've gone a bit off track. What I'm trying to say is, if you actually care about women's football, then create your shows, create segments, create fun programs, or whatever you want to do. Promote women's football. Push for these TV companies, these ITV and all these Compass Sky, whatever. They all coming out with, oh, the what Joey Barton said is not good. Well, what are you actually doing for women's football, right? How much matches are you showing? So, and if it was good, it would catch on. Anyways, if the product was good, it would catch on. But most women don't like sports in the same way that men like sports. There is a huge difference. This is not a controversial thing to say. The percentage of men who watch football is a lot higher than the percentage of women who watch football, who play football or involved in it as well. So, if the product if this product of men's football is so famous, it's because it's on the back of men, those men who are playing it and stuff like that. So when it comes to benefiting from the aftermath of what product has created, is being produced, you can't look over the same men on whose back this is being built on, for the sake of diversity and inclusion. And like I said, I'm not opposed to women being involved in men's game, you know. But we have to set the objectives. Why are they being involved? Are they being involved so that you can look good, or are they being involved so that they can improve women's football? Because if you're going to involve women to improve women's football, then you wouldn't be calling ex footballers in to do punditry just so that they can gain personal financial benefits. What you would be doing is you would be getting female women coaches and women's players to be part of the teams, to coming in and being part of the on the back, so they can learn the technical skills, they can learn, have more knowledge about it, and so on and so on and so on. Help to create them their own brand, you know. But that's not what's happening, is it? What's happening is, again, we have to be told what to think, what to say, what to like, what to dislike, and that's what's happened. It's a very much of a class thing as well. Everything that the working class or a lower middle class as well, you know, is involved with, like, want, expresses, makes them a far right bigot, a Nazi, you know, whatever, misogynist, transphobe, so on and on and on and on. I think so. Like, it's time. Like, either if you want to label people in that way, then it's fine. But maybe then, maybe then, if someone comes along and creates an own different league within football, men's football, which is for the working class, then you will lose all business. You know, eventually that might happen, or might be a good thing. You know, so these companies and these TV channels and these the Premier League brand itself and the Football Federation really needs to, you know, sit down and have a word with themselves. Who is this product for? Who is this product being supported for? And who is, sorry, who is this product being supported by, and who is this product being sold to? You know, what is the core message over there? So the main thing is, if you want to do something, it has to be based on merit. It cannot be based on any of the diversity, inclusion, whatever the hell. And if the merit allows, then you have the people that you have in certain positions that enable the fans' experience to be better. Right. That's the message for today. And I agree with Joey Barton in that sense that if you're going to enforce these people on us just because you have an agenda behind it, well, that's not on. And if some people are expressing their opinions about it, you're just going to call people misogynist because of it, well, that's not on as well. You know, and people are wising up to that game and wising up to your tactics, and yeah, cry as you want, but you're gonna lose. Thank you for listening.